Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video and welcome to another episode of Spilling the Teas with me. I am James Caldwell of spillitboy.com. Thank you again for tuning in. Today is October the 6th, 2014, and let's get down with what the teas are for me this week. This past week we had a lot of little things going on. Nothing real major, but let's go on through them, all right? Now, I always like to start off with some person or persons that are just actually the tea to me for this week. This week, it will have to be the one and only Queen of Soul. I'm going to go ahead and say my tea person for the week is Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin, at 72, she's 72 years old, guys. Aretha has just released a new album. It's Aretha Franklin Sings the Great Diva Classics. And the reason I say she's the tea, she's the tea because she is the Queen of Soul. So, that's undisputed. There's nothing you can do about that. She is going to be that, period. So she's the shit no matter what across the board. But to be 72 and actually out with a brand new album and promoting it the way that she is, she's had her behind on the Today Show. Ooh, I can't talk today. The Today Show. She's been on David Letterman. She has some other dates that are actually down there. She's not actually, because, she's done a diva thing before where she sat back and not really done anything. She is literally out promoting her album just like the young girls are. So, yes, for me, Aretha Franklin, darling, this week you are the tea. She has released, there's a single. The first single off the album is a remake of Rolling in the Deep by Adele. And the studio cover is very good. I thought it was a good fit. The way that it's actually, the song is, I could definitely see Aretha doing that. And when I heard it, I was impressed. I was definitely sold on it. So for the week, my person that's the tea is my girl Riri, Aretha Franklin. All right, now, okay, guys, I'm going to show you my duality now. It's going to be right out there for you. Though I love Aretha, and I did name Aretha the tea for the week. My next segment is, what is the tea? Okay? Aretha, she's doing a good job promoting the album and all that. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't actually tell you about her performance on David Letterman. Okay, here we go. She performed Rolling in the Deep. She did it live. And it just was, it was a disaster. It was just an absolute disaster. Riri's vocals were definitely on point. Definitely on point. Her clothing was out of order. But again, classic Riri. She had the dress, and I'm going to say, it was a strapless gown. First mistake. Aretha's titties is way too big for strapless. But it's no thing because this is Aretha. This is what Aretha does. She ain't never stopped putting them big-ass titties in a strapless. She loves her some strapless gowns here. But the gown itself, now you got to give credit where credit's due. It was a beautiful gown. It really was. It was a beautiful gown. But them titties was crushing that bodice down. It just literally was crushing them down. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Her hair looked like she had actually had it rolled with them pink sponge rollers. Come on. Who is the stylist? Who's the stylist? And then is it a situation where she's being divified and not letting them tell her anything? You know what I mean? But everything could have been done on a whole better scale than that. So it was kind of a bad look. But anyway, I'm going to give her this. I loved how much fun she had performing. Because Riri, Riri done became a stand in the middle of the stage girl and don't do nothing. She done lost all this weight and everything. Aretha actually performed. I have to give her that. She performed. And I haven't seen her do that in a long time. She did Rolling in the Deep. She rolled into Ain't No Mountain High Enough. She literally walked the stage and she really performed and she had a good time. So I'm going to go on and give her that. But now let me say this. It was very nice of her to reach back and pull some old girls. She done ran on down to the high rise and pulled the girls out, told them, girl, we're not doing bingo Wednesday night. We're doing David Letterman. You girls get ready, honey. And she had the one little guy and the little girls behind her, honey, to do her backup. And then she had the one and only Cissy Houston. Lord have mercy. She done called Cissy and put Cissy back there. Cissy was right behind her. Cissy was the motherfucking comic relief, okay? Cissy sat back there half the time. Cissy didn't remember where she was and why she was there. The other half, I think she was kind of gritting at the fact that she was singing backup but she wasn't lead. And then another part of the time, she was chewing gum like she was in a drag show. She ain't knew none of the damn words. That Cissy was back there going through. You hear me? I said, girl, that dementia or whatever that is you got going on is working your ass, Cissy. But it was nice of Aretha to bring them out and supplement all their incomes for the month. It was just a mess. But let me say, like I said, Aretha's vocals were on. When Aretha was sitting up there doing her little thing, I said, I stopped the video and I brought my mama in. And I told my mother, sit on down here and listen to this. So as soon as, she started singing, there's a fire, all that. My mother's like, oh, yeah, I like this little song. All right, come on, Aretha. Baby, when they got around to the chorus and the old folks home broke in, my mother jumped. She said, whoa, what the fuck is that? I said, we sat here and screamed. That backup, they were horrible. They were horrible. I ain't seen no shit like that in a long time. They were horrible. Lois and Pearl and the gang in the back was a damn mess, honey. And like I said, Cissy was just trying to hang on to why were we here? Did the Access van come back yet? It was a mess. That performance was a mess. But anyway, like I said, by duality, yes, I see the good and I see the bad. It is what it is, and I wouldn't be me if I didn't explain it to you all. But kudos to Aretha about the album release and all that. That stage performance, fucking mess. The studio version of Rolling in the Deep is excellent. The backup for her little, I hope that's not the backup she's taking everywhere with her, because they are a damn mess singing that church hymn backup. It's terrible. Anyway, moving on. Television this week, guys. Hollywood Divas is going to be starting. It is a new reality show. It's on TV One. On Wednesdays, it's taking the slot that R&B Divas was in, which is 10 p.m. And they start October 8th, Wednesday. It's starring Golden Brooks, Countess Vaughn, Elise Neal, Lisa Wu, originally from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I can't wait to see her. I loved Lisa when she was on there, so I can't wait to see what she's doing, being as though this program is about actresses. I don't know anything about Lisa doing acting. Lisa was doing fashion design and she wasn't designing shit, but she was doing a fashion line and some jewelry and stuff, so I don't know. I'm interested to see what she's giving. And then Paula J. Parker is actually going to be on there. So I will definitely be reviewing it, and I just want to see what it's all about. I don't know what it's going to be, because it sounds to me like it's probably going to get on my nerves because they're actresses, so you're not going to know when they acted and when they ain't acting. They're going to be acting a damn fool, I'm sure, for the most part. But anyway, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to see it. My other show that I've been waiting on is actually starting on Wednesday, and I cannot wait. American Horror Story Freak Show is finally here. It begins on, it's going to be same time, 10 p.m. on FX. So, I'll be doing some DVR and back and forth. But I definitely will be doing reviews for American Horror Story Freak Show. The previews have been absolutely a mess. So I can't wait for that to get started. Definitely, guys, tune into that. Okay. New Jersey Housewives. I haven't been watching them this season. I really haven't. And I've always liked them because there were some people that were missing. The whole Manzo clan, Carolyn and her kids and her husband they were all missing. And I was like, well, that's the family that I actually watch for. So I literally haven't been tuning into New Jersey Housewives. Well, Bravo started on this past Sunday. There's a show called Manzo with Children. And that's where Carolyn and her husband and her children are. So I'm happy again. Bravo on Sundays at 9 p.m. We got Manzo with Children. So I found my New Jersey family so I could tune back into them. I definitely watched it over the weekend. They had 2 episodes on, and it was, you know, it was good to see them. I really enjoyed them. I love that Manzo family. All right, and the last show that I want to say here, we're looking out a little ways, but Real Housewives of Atlanta are coming back. They will be back on November the 9th. And guess what, guys? Portia is not going to be one of the lead cast people. Portia's being replaced by Claudia Jordan. And Portia will be on the show, but she'll be on the show more. You'll see her here and there speckled in as like a friend like Marlo or somebody like that. There was some things that went on. Portia couldn't get her shit together. You know, they asked her at Bravo to have a sit down with Kenya and different things like that. Portia's running around with her ass on her shoulders. And, you know, she even like really wanted to start fighting with Kenya again. And they're like, girl, you know what? Night night for you, Portia, you airhead clown. So she ended up on the friend list. So now she's sitting neck and neck with Marlo where she was sitting as a regular cast member. Her business. She's a goon anyway. Y'all know I am not. I wasn't a fan of how she was treated during the show and the way Kenya acted toward her and that kind of thing. But I'm not a fan of Portia's. Portia's a fucking idiot. But anyway, let's move on. My girl Fantasia is actually in the news again as usual. Again as usual. Poor thing. I swear it seems as though as soon as Fantasia gets $3, someone tries to come in and take $5 off of her. I'll be so glad when this girl hits an easy street and people can leave her alone. At this point, poor Fantasia is sitting there. She's in a custody battle now for her daughter Zion. Zion's now 13 years old. She's the cutest little thing. Looked just like her mother. But Zion's daddy wants to take custody of Zion at this point. Ridiculous. And I don't know for a fact, but I feel it in my spirit that it is nothing but about money. The girl got $3 again, and somebody's trying to get at it. Because why would he be seeking custody of a little girl that's 13 years old? And he wasn't around and didn't, in the past, no support. There was no support from him. Now all of a sudden she's 13 and here you come? So I don't know what's going to go on with that little situation, but I feel really bad for Fanny. I don't think that's actually, they're not going to really make it into court, I don't believe, before the first of the year. But Zion is old enough to say where she wants to go at this point. She's 13 years old. She's old enough to say who she wants to be with. And I have to say, I watch Fanny's, you know, she's on Instagram all the time. You see Zion. Zion looks very happy. We watched her reality show when she was on there. There was never anything inappropriate being done around Zion. She seemed like a very happy baby then. And I know she was always spent a lot of time with Fanny's mom and her grandmother and stuff when she's touring and stuff like that. So as far as I know, Zion's been taken care of very well. And no, Fanny don't always make the best decisions. But you've never heard of any decisions or anything that she did that directly affected those 2 children. So, Fanny, I hope everything works out for you. I hope they tell that motherfucker to kick dust and leave you and your baby alone. And, you know, unless there's something else that I don't know about, which is very possible. But I know that child has always seemed like a very happy child. And I think this is about money. And I hope they tell that bastard to kick dust. All right, guys. Moving on, let me jump back to, I talked about New Jersey this week. Okay, another thing, like I said, I did used to always watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. I really love that little program. But one of the people and the families that really did get on my nerves was the Guidice family. That Teresa, aggravating. Just aggravating. She's aggravating. She's just overdone. And she just got on my damn nerves. Now, they had this whole big legal battle that was going on, and we've been listening to this for about 2 seasons now. Well, they finally did a sentencing on Teresa and her husband. Now, we knew Joe was we figured Joe was going to end up going to jail. We figured that. But they twisted this thing up, baby. It was about loan and bankruptcy fraud, okay? The judge turned the goddamn party. You understand me? The judge got pissed off and said, you ain't innocent either, girlfriend, and sentenced Teresa to 15 months in jail. 15 months. She's going to jail. They're locking her up, and she gets to go first. She's going to go for 15 months while Joe takes care of their daughters, and they got $414,000 worth of restitution to pay. And when Teresa gets out, then Joe's taking his ass to jail for 3.5 years. It's a little short, a little under 3.5 years. So the judge stuck it to their asses, and it'll all get started January 2015. January 5th, 2015 is the day that Teresa is to report into jail. Now, everybody's doing this whole thing about, oh, they feel so sorry about this and they feel so sorry about that and all of that. You know what? I can't really say, and it's not that I don't like them. I can't say that I feel so sorry for them. You live in this mansion and you're running around throwing money away and doing all this. I didn't feel sorry for you then. I didn't feel sorry for you when you was running around living in a lap of luxury and telling all those goddamn lies. So no, I don't feel sorry for you now that you got to go to jail to pay for all of the fabulous time that you had. I don't get all this this sympathy. You know, everybody now, people said they feel sorry for their kids. Yeah, okay, well, you have parents that break the law. Shit happens. You're breaking the law, then you put your ass on a reality show. I don't know. Maybe I'm cold and heartless, but it is what it is. Because if I do something bad, my kids got to sit and listen to it. So why are their kids any better? Ciao, bye. Anyway, is what it is. Their shit just caught up to them. And that's just the way it is. When you're breaking the rules, you know that things are going to catch up with you, and that's that. And did we feel bad for Apollo? We didn't feel bad for Apollo and Phaedra. Ain't nobody stopped and said nothing nice about Apollo and Phaedra. And they got 2 kids, and Apollo's ass went to jail last month. And ain't nobody had no sympathy plea for Apollo. So it just is what it is. Have a good time. You maybe lose your little weight. You know, not that you need to. But you'll get yourself together, and maybe your attitude will be a little better when you get out. I was really surprised, though, about Teresa actually having to be sent to jail. But again, she need an attitude shift. She stop all that crime and pull it on together, and maybe she'll be a nicer person when she come out. Next time around, you'll either be better at stealing or you'll be more mindful of the things that you're doing. Boom. That's it. I ain't got no sympathy for you. Go on, do your time, gal. Anyway, moving on. My favorite segment is my sound spill. It's what I am listening to in my car and in my house. This week, it is Terry Dexter. If you don't know who Terry Dexter is, again, you've done yourself a bad, bad disservice. Terry Dexter is she's a songbird, basically, is what she is. She's from Detroit, Michigan, originally. And she has a song that was on her self-titled album, and the album was from 1999. It's self-titled Terry Dexter. Song is called Anything Flawless. Now, Terry actually, she does a lot of background work and a lot of vocal work and some vocal coaching as well for Patti LaBelle. So naturally, you know, I would probably love her anyway. And then when she opened her mouth, I really fell in love with her. But her song is very staccato. The way that anything is done is very staccato. And I don't know why, but that always sticks out to me. I love that. That just gets me. And then the words. She comes in. When the song first comes in, it sounds like an old song. It's actually crackling. They have the crackling like it's an old record starting up. And starting with the piano intro. And it's flawless. But some of the words that got me is she says, If you ask me to, I will do anything, baby. Just ask me and wait. Before you can make, I'll fulfill every wish you can make. What? Come on. What you going to do? What are you going to do with that? And I love the way that she delivers it. Like I said, it's very staccato, the way it's, you know, it's being sung, and then also the music as well. And the blend, fabulous. But that's it for the week. That's my sound spill. I can't get it off my doggone stereo and on my car. It's Anything by Terry Dexter. And one thing, you may remember Terry Dexter, back in the 90s, Eric Benet had a song called Spend My Whole Life With You. He did it with Tamia, so that you might remember this. But he did the song originally with Tamia. And then, you know, Tamia's from Canada. So as she was off, you know, she went off at her time having babies and doing whatever she was doing. And she was busy. So she couldn't actually tour with Eric while he was promoting it. He toured with Terry Dexter. And she did such a great song on the job. There was, on the song rather, there was actually a CD single that was released of his version with her. That's how well she did singing it. But you would probably remember Tamia's version. But that's who Terry Dexter is. She's actually absolutely flawless. And she is just that. She's a songbird. She does amazing things with her voice. So check her out. Terry Dexter. She's out there. And again, Anything is her 1999 self-titled album. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, for Spilling the Tea with me. I will catch up with you guys next week. You can follow me on Twitter at spillitboy, and definitely go to the website. See what's going on over there at www.spillitboy.com, where all the teas are spilling all the time. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.